Sunderland and Millwall. And first of all, we'll start with having a look at the two match mascots this afternoon. The younger one of the two is Ian Smith. He's just 4 years old and he lives in East Stanley, where he goes to Burnside Infant School. He likes to watch sport on TV and he also likes model cars. And that's young Ian just kicking the ball now. And the taller of the two mascots is Jamie Thompson. He's just had his 8th birthday. He lives in Sunderland. He goes to Hillview Junior School. His favourite footballer is Gary Bennett, and he likes football, boxing and archery, and that's Jamie on the ball now. So Jamie Thompson, aged 8, and Ian Smith, aged 4, today's two match mascots. So now to the Sunderland side this afternoon. Kevin Ball is still suspended. He completes that by missing today's match. And Gary Owers is fit to play after some worries in midweek. So the Sunderland side, Tony Norman in goal, John Kay at 2, Anton Rogan at 3, Gary Bennett at 4, Paul Hardiman at 5, Gary Owers at 6, Paul Bracewell, the captain, at 7, Don Goodman at 8, Gordon Armstrong at 9, John Byrne at 10, and Brian Atkinson at 11. And the two substitutes are Peter Davenport at 12 and Ian Sampson at 14. So Don Goodman back to take his place, causing Peter Davenport to miss this match, or rather be on the substitutes bench. And Millwall have Alan Davison in goal, Ken Cunningham at 2, Ian Dawes at 3, David Thompson at 4, Nick McCarthy at 5, Alex Ray at 6, Paul Stevenson at 7, Etienne Verve at 8, Ian Bogey at 9, John McGinley at 10, and Paul Kerr at 11. And their two substitutes are Colin Cooper at 12, Mark Falco at 14, the Sunderland two subs being Peter Davenport at 12 and Ian Sampson at 14. And the match officials this afternoon, the referee is Alan Flood from Bramhall near Stockport, an experienced referee. His two linesmen with the red flag will be Owen Dice of Manchester, and with the yellow flag, Dennis Phillips of Altrincham. And the fourth official, should he be needed, will be Alan Harrison from Jarrow. So the match all ready to go, with Sunderland having won 4 consecutive home games now, 3 in the league and 1 in the FA Cup. But they'll find Millwall a tough proposition this afternoon. Millwall have scored 23 goals in away league matches this season, and that's more than anybody else in the whole Football League except Burnley, who have 24. Added to that, they scored 4 against Huddersfield Town in the 3rd round of the FA Cup, and so Millwall nearly always manage to score, whether they're at home or whether they're away. But it's Tony Norman placing the ball for the first goal kick of the match. Tony Norman could reach a landmark this season. He's played 578 league matches altogether. They have 20 league matches left, including this one. They play at Oxford in the next round of the FA Cup, and if they win that and play in the following round, Tony Norman could reach 600 appearances by the end of this season. So, tremendous record. So now it's Millwall going forward, but that one's easily cut out by John Kay. And an early casualty there. We see John Byrne receiving some treatment on the just in front of the dugout. Steve Smelt. John Kay, the worried man, looking on. But the referees stop play so that John Byrne can be checked on. Great atmosphere these days at Roker Park following the team's resurgent form of the last month. But again, Millwall in charge of things at the moment. That's Ken Cunningham. Well brought down by Anton Rogan. Kay. Byrne, who's fit again. Owers. Kay with the clearance. But it's in touch. That's Don Goodman, who's won his place back after missing last week's cup tie against Port Vale through being cup tied. That means, of course, he'll also miss the match at Oxford in 2 weeks' time. And there's the Millwall goalkeeper, Aidan Davidson. He was born in Sedgefield. Picturesque village in Durham County. So that's Paul Stevenson, who once played for Newcastle. But that ball was out. In fact, quite a northeast flavour in the Millwall side. Two former Middlesbrough players and two former Newcastle players in that side this afternoon. And two more players born in the northeast. Plus Bruce Rioch, who once managed Middlesbrough. Gordon Armstrong, Sunderland's leading scorer this season, leaving the throw-in for Paul Hardiman. Normal throw down the line, but Armstrong couldn't reach that. In fact, there was a piece of shirt tugging. So that's a free kick to Millwall. Number 4 there in shot is David Thompson. He was born in Ashington. And it's he who is taking the free kick. Up goes Rogan. Knocked wide by Cunningham. Stevenson inside one challenge, but Bracewell was there to cover, and Armstrong with the clearance. Byrne with the clever back heel. Now Atkinson going through, giving it to Hours. Not much wrong with Gary Hours at that speed. To on the overlap to Kay. Kay with the early cross, and Byrne, a great save by the goalkeeper. Lovely move there by Sunderland. So in the 4th minute, John Byrne, but action at the other end now as John McGinley tried to go through. He's still got the ball, but I think the whistle's gone already. It has, for the free kick to Sunderland. So Tony Norman will receive the free kick from Anton Rogan. But we'll just have a look at this move. It's developing through Gary Hours. Kay on the overlap. The first time cross, and Byrne coming in forces Aidan Davidson into a very good save before Millwall get the ball away. Now back live, it's Byrne again on the ball. Goes round two players, might have to try at goal, he does, but this time difficult to connect when you're running across goal and have to shoot at about 90 degrees from the direction in which you're running. He didn't get the power, and Davidson saved rather more easily from Byrne that time. Armstrong with that header on, finding Byrne. Armstrong's continued his run, but the pass from Byrne just not quite right. And Cunningham was able to get it into touch. Another Sunderland throw, this time off Stevenson's foot. Bracewell, unusually for Sunderland, taking the throw. And that's close to, in fact, that was a foul throw. His foot was on the pitch. The whistle has gone, and perhaps that's the reason why it went. Guests of Sunderland this afternoon, the club sponsors of Orcs Breweries, and Sunderland have some very welcome guests this afternoon. British Gas, Wayne's, who are represented by their general manager Tim Henderson, and Brian Robinson, who represents Robinson's Air Tool and Hydraulic Services. So warm welcome to them to this afternoon's match. Another Sunderland throw, taken by Hardiman. Byrne, back to Hardiman. Lovely ball. Bracewell just couldn't quite control it properly. Tried to force the corner, and could well have done so. He has indeed. Brian Atkinson takes the corner in, punched away by Davidson, back for another corner. This time the corner short. Byrne turns, tries to slot it through, gets the rebound, but good covering in that Millwall defence. Still low Sunderland with the pressure on through Bracewell. Lovely turn by Bracewell to get round Stevenson. Goodman, but doesn't do anything with the ball, so Millwall come away. And great covering there by Gordon Armstrong. In fact, by Atkinson. Sunderland have made a very good start, but they haven't managed to break through yet. Close shave, though. Advantage played there by the referee as Etienne Verviers comes forward. And the ball played back to Norman. It's sometimes said that the team plays better once they lose their manager, and that's certainly happened to Sunderland. Byrne trying to get in there for Sunderland, but swept back by Dawes. That's out for Sunderland's throw, and that came off the Millwall number 11, Paul Kerr, who is a former Middlesbrough player. Flick on from Armstrong, not in the right direction. Rogan, no nonsense, straight into touch. That's Mick McCarthy, former Shrewsbury and Bury player, scores quite a few goals. And he's the Millwall captain. It's away by Hours. Byrne getting in first. Good call by Armstrong, but played through in the wrong direction. He was looking for Don Goodman, but that's Dawes clearing for Millwall. Good start by both sides. Good play by Anton Rogan, who's just been nominated or awarded the distinction of being Sunderland's Footballer of the Month in the scheme run by the Sunderland Echo with the assistance of the North of England Building Society. And that was for the month of December. Gooden with the touch, but again the touch lacks direction. Paul Hardiman. Bracewell, good play by Bracewell. Goodman back to Bracewell, the early ball looking for Armstrong. Can he reach it? He can, but good covering and cool covering too by Ken Cunningham. But that was very, very close to being a superb ball from Paul Bracewell. Armstrong only just didn't reach it. Bennett. Stevenson back in, Bennett. Oh, and the shot by Cooper. But quite well wide of Sunderland's goal. Didn't worry Norman. And he got a knock as he was shooting. Referee just inquiring as to his fitness. Seems to be okay because play going straight on. I was mentioning guests earlier on. If anything should happen to the referee, we couldn't have a better one sitting watching the game today. George Courtney. Now Millwall making tracks down their left. The early cross comes in. Cooper there again, but out comes Norman. Cooper still trotting back rather awkwardly there after that knock he received. offside against Byrne. Mick McCarthy to take the free kick. But he won't be able to take it for a moment because Cooper is receiving the attention from Peter Melville, the Millwall physio. Don Goodman walking through the picture. And that gives me a chance to tell you something about Millwall's away record. They've won 5, drawn 5 and lost 4. A very, very good away record, and the only reason why they're not further up the table is because of 6 home defeats. They're a very erratic side, Millwall. They score lots of goals but give lots of goals away as well. Their wins have been 2-0 at Barnsley, 3-2 at Southend, where not many teams have won this season, 2-0 at Watford, 2-0 at Port Vale, and 4-3 at Brighton, just to emphasise what I say about them scoring a lot of goals. They've drawn 2-2 at Oxford, 2-2 at Bristol City, 0-0 at Ipswich, 1-1 at Grimsby, and 1-1 at Leicester. And they've lost 1-0 at Middlesbrough, 3-2 at Plymouth, 2-1 at Tranmere, and 3-1 at Swindon. So some quite good results in amongst those away matches. Now Byrne for Sunderland, who's been their closest scorer. Took a good save by Davison to keep out his firm header. Goodman, if he can reach it, he can reach it, and Sunderland... Atkinson forcing the corner. That's Atkinson walking back from the goal line. But he has forced the corner. Sunderland's third so far. Millwall haven't yet had one. Millwall known as the Lions. And their home ground, Cold Blow Lane, of all places. That ball not quite inside the quadrant. So it's replaced. Now the corner will be taken. That's Ian Bogie, the former Newcastle player, the Millwall number 9. Headed away from the heart of the Millwall defence, but it's back in. Byrne on the ball now. Can't go forward, so plays it wide. And it's the shot. It's there. I don't know who scored that, but it's certainly there. It caught the Millwall defence by surprise. It's Paul Hardiman who's scored for Sunderland. A tremendous shot, and it was made for him by Byrne. Byrne couldn't go forward, so he played it wide for Hardiman, and Hardiman first time hammered the ball from way outside the penalty area, and it caught Davison completely by surprise. So in the 15th minute, it's Sunderland 1 through Paul Hardiman, Millwall 0. So this good run of Sunderland's continuing. In the meantime, Millwall clear the ball. Rogan heads it back. And here we see the ball coming across. It's a headed clear. It comes to Byrne, who is blocked. He can't go forward, so he does the right thing. Now it's right from the edge of the penalty area. Hardiman, a brilliant left-footed shot, gave the goalkeeper absolutely no chance, and you can see the goalkeeper looking shocked and bewildered there as the ball nestles in the back of the net. So Sunderland lead by a 1-0, and that's got the crowd buzzing. Hardiman turning up on the right side. No nonsense with that clearance. Goodman vainly chasing after that one. But what a goal. Ian Bogie with the Millwall throw. Headed back by Kay. Kay with the Sunderland throw. Forward went Gary Hours through the picture. If that is Hours. Looking for Byrne, but Millwall clear. Bracewell chases back. Bennett in support. Rogan playing in the centre of defence alongside Gary Bennett. And after that goal, it'll be hard to leave Paul Hardiman out of the side. His first goal of the season. Hours. Byrne wouldn't come down for him quickly, but he still has it. Good play by Byrne. He's got the ball bouncing so he can get it in to the centre, which he did, but Armstrong not quite able to reach it. Rogan quite happy to push that one back, just for a moment. I wondered whether he might have too much height on it for Norman, but he didn't. It was a good pass back in the end. But Millwall, as I say, are a side noted for scoring goals, and here they come. Sunderland's defence looking quite secure these days. Far cry from the early days of the season when lots of mistakes were being made. Not these days. And Paul Hardiman is Sunderland's 15th different goal scorer this season. Some record. And here come Millwall again, the shot, but it wasn't made. Bennett got in there first to deny John McGinley. But it is their first corner. Sunderland have had 3. Quickly taken by Stevenson. The ball floated across to the far side. Hours heading away, Kay helping, but it's not very far away. And that will be another corner. Persistent play by Millwall, by Etienne Verbier in particular, but the ball now partly cleared by Sunderland. That's Ian Bogey. The dummy works. Cooper, good challenge, but still Millwall had it until this man, Paul Hardiman, brought it away for Sunderland. Took Bracewell by surprise. Millwall will attack even more now, and that will make for a very open game. Helped on by Atkinson, and that's a weak pass back, and Sunderland managed to get it away, but illegally. The foul on Alex Ray. So Mick McCarthy about to take the Millwall free kick, trailing by 1-0, thanks to Paul Hardiman's opportunist strike from the edge of the penalty area. Ball played deep into the Sunderland half, away though by Rogan. Stevenson with the throw. Ball headed back in the Sunderland penalty area, but out comes Norman and watches it go for the goal kick. And Millwall have a very useful striker as substitute as well, Mark Falco. Sunderland will have something to prove this afternoon because Millwall beat Sunderland 4-1 down at the Den in the very early part of the season. That was Sunderland's first defeat of the season. Now ours. Bennett. Comes Gary Hours. Too many Millwall shirts there. Cooper trying to thread the ball through. Armstrong heading away. Bracewell turning his back somewhat and conceding a free kick. Played short for Ian Bogey. Hardiman. Good weight on that back pass from Logan. Bennett. And the ball back with Davis. Goodman managed to get to it. Armstrong. Looked for Hardiman on the overlap. Good play by Hardiman. And then Hardiman rather rashlessly fouls Ken Cunningham and concedes the free kick. Bracewell. Now the long clearance. Atkinson nips in well, but rather unlucky, I thought, to be whistled up for that. But the referee was a lot closer than I am. Alex Ray. Played down the line by Dawes. To McGinley. Bennett there though. And finds Byrne. Armstrong resists one challenge from the Dutch player. Hardiman steaming down that wing on the overlap. Might have been a question of a foul there, but he's won the corner in any case. Tremendous applause for Paul Hardiman. And Brian Atkinson. And there a shot of Dennis Phillips, the linesman from Odgerland. His first visit to Roker Park. As the corner comes in, Bennett was at the near post. And it's another Sunderland corner. Oh, Davison missed it the first time, but gathered it under pressure from Bennett the second time. Not the most confident of catches. McCarthy clears for Millwall. Now we see the corner being taken again. And just watch Davison when the ball comes across. Misses it the first time and then just gathers it. But Bennett was on hand. Should he have dropped it? Back live. Armstrong managed to get the header to it, but Vivier trying to put the ball forward, but it's safely in the hands of Norman. 27 minutes gone in this first half. Sunderland leading that by that Paul Hardiman goal. And what a goal it was. Burn offside. Goal kick. Armstrong's head gets to the ball, as it so often does. Byrne on the overlap. Atkinson weaves his way past his man. A good cross as well. And the Armstrong header finds Davison in the right spot this time. Bracewell nips into that short pass. But Millwall win the throw. Now we see the build-up to that header by Armstrong. That's Atkinson going past Cunningham, getting the ball across, and Armstrong, the ball wasn't quite in the right spot for Armstrong, and Davison was able to get to it comfortably. Now Millwall. Oh, good. And that was an important challenge by Rogan. And Rogan still, a little bit of luck, but he's going forward. He could go all the way, but no. David Thompson gets in the way. Good run, though, by Anton Rogan. Luck was a little bit with him in rebounds and ricochets, but he took advantage of it. Half an hour gone. Sunderland lead by that Hardiman goal, 1-0. Hardiman lost sight of that ball. The back pass nearly cut off by Byrne, but Davison collected it okay. Rogan. Stevenson. Good flick, but well collected by Rogan. He's done well as a stand-in centre-back. And there's going to be quite a headache for Martin Crosby next week to find out who to leave out of the Sunderland side if Kevin Ball comes back in. Cooper. This time round, Anton Rogan. Still going, but he's going across goal. He gets the shot and he's equalised. So, Millwall strike back. Alex Ray holding his hands aloft there. And we'll have a look at that again in just a moment. But Millwall have equalised in the 31st minute. And here we see again the move building up to that goal. Stevenson starts it off. It's an early ball through to Cooper. And for once, Cooper gets past Rogan, leaves him for dead, past Bennett, still going forward, has the shot, and it does come off Alex Ray to deceive Tony Norman. So it's Alex Ray who gets the last touch, the Scottish under-21 international. And play is stopped at the moment as we return to live action. On comes Steve Smelt to have a look at Gordon Armstrong. And that's the first goal Sunderland have conceded at Roker Park since November the 30th, when Southend scored 2. Paul Bracewell, the Sunderland captain and public relations man now, just checks as to whether Gordon Armstrong's okay. Steve Smelt nods. Gordon Armstrong is okay, so Paul Hardiman will now take the Sunderland throw. But deliberately threw that one back to the Millwall defence after they'd put it out to give Sunderland the throw in the first place to allow treatment to Gordon Armstrong. Whistle goes, Sunderland's free kick. So 1 goal each. Armstrong may get to this, doesn't quite. Hardiman waits to take the throw. Decides against throwing it down the line. This time throws it long, looking for Armstrong's head. This one could go anywhere. Armstrong has it. Facing the wrong way. Support from Hardiman, the up and under towards the centre. Easy held though by Davison. Hay with the clearing header. Goodman helps it on. So too does Byrne. Forward comes Atkinson very determinedly. Gets the ball across, it's a good cross as well, and put behind. So Atkinson placing the ball for the Sunderland corner. Takes it short to Byrne. And Byrne played it away from Atkinson, but there was a deflection, so Sunderland still have the pressure on, so up comes Hardiman to take the throw. May look for Armstrong again with this throw. That's what he tried, but it was too far. Bennett there, so is Armstrong! Bracewell just can't keep the ball, but the whistle's gone as Hardiman puts the ball back into the centre. So 9 minutes of first half action left. As Millwall come forward again. That was well controlled. But away comes Rogan now. Goodman flicks on. Byrne trying to get on the end of it. He has, but he looked as though he might have been brought down, but not according to the referee. The crowd thought so, but the important man didn't. So Sunderland have to be content with the corner. They're 7th of this half, the Millwall's 2. Hardiman going across to take the corner. Following a pattern of last week, Hardiman taking right wing corners, Atkinson taking left wing corners. Just shifted to the centre, but straight into the hands of Davison. Vivier feeding Cooper, the man who created the Millwall equaliser. Whistle goes, perhaps for a handball against Brogan. Taken short. Ian Bogey leaves it for his former Newcastle colleague Stevenson. Cunningham into the centre, headed across goal, but Bennett taking a free kick for offside. Forward comes Kay. Driven forward by Atkinson, but in the wrong direction. So very much end-to-end play now. Bogey again to Stevenson. Bogey's continued the run, but that's overhit. Armstrong, good play by him. Gets the return ball, so he continues going. The early cross hits the heels of one of the Millwall defenders, and that will be Millwall's throw. Not much wind, as you can see by that centre flag. Just about straightening. That was good play from John McGinley. Bavia. Alex Ray to Dawes. Oh, and this is... Oh, he hits the bar. That was John McGinley coming in from the left, hitting the Sunderland bar. That was after 39 minutes. Just a couple of inches there, saving Sunderland from going behind. Out comes Davison. And a let-off there for Sunderland. Rogan. The ball in touch. And now we'll see again how close Millwall came to taking the lead. That's McGinley. And he it is who eventually has the shot that hits the Sunderland crossbar. That's the Dutch player, Bavia. The ball is played out to the left, and an intelligent ball forward, and it's McGinley just gets the better of Anton Rogan, but drives his shot against the crossbar. A let-off there for Sunderland. Now back with the action. Norman's clearance. Stevenson. Rogan this time holds off McGinley's challenge and finds Norman. Big clearance from Norman. We're getting used to those. Goodman gets the flick on. No foul. Referee waving play on. Rogan. McGinley. Good challenge from Bracewell, but still Millwall have it. Stevenson and McGinley work a nice 1-2 between them, get the ball over. Still Stevenson. And McGinley was very annoyed. He wanted the ball cut back further from Stevenson. But still it is Millwall coming forward, but this time the ball is in touch for Sunderland's throw. They'll want to keep the score the way it is at the half-time with Sunderland, which is 3.5 minutes away, plus just a small amount of stoppage time. Ray makes a hash of that attempted pass. Now Sunderland. It comes through to Gary Hours, faced by McCarthy. It's off McCarthy, but left by Dawes to Davison. Byrne trying to cut off the back pass. He's done that, but he had no support, so Dawes can go the other way. McCarthy. That was good play. Most people would have passed back to the goalkeeper from there, but Cunningham kept the game live. And Stevenson not far off getting onto the end of that pass. Just over 2 minutes of normal time left at the end of this very entertaining first half. This time there was a foul on Goodman. And as a precautionary measure, you might see that Gary Owls is still wearing those bicycle shorts. Kay placing the ball. One full-back squad for Sunderland. I wonder whether this one might. Good catch by Davison. Davison, like Norman, with long clearances. There, Gary Owers in shot. And the free kick. Gary Owers mistiming his jump there, and the free kick given Millwall's way. So we go into the last minute of normal time now, at the end of the first half. Plus whatever injury time and stoppage time Alan Flood adds on. Away by Owers. Atkinson chasing. Atkinson bringing the ball away. Lovely ball inside for John Kay. Kay trying a little bit too much on, but it's Sunderland's throw. And they'll be happy enough with that. Directions going on from the Millwall bench. Now Bennett caught out, but Cooper couldn't take advantage. Bennett, in fact, hustling Cooper out of the ball there. Into injury time. Goodman flicks on. Dawes. Dawes again. Cooper, good turn. Still Cooper. McGinley. Cooper having a good game, and there Owers using the arm. Free kick. That's one of the most common offences in football, that use of the arm. Owers holding his arm across the chest of the Millwall player. So this a tricky situation for Sunderland to deal with. They have plenty of men in that defensive wall. Goodman on the extreme left. Bracewell, Hardiman in the wall there, so too Byrne. And Gary Owers on the extreme right as we look. And the shot driven well over. So there we see the faces of the crowd in the Roker end. 1.5 minutes of injury time already played. At the end of the first half, it's been very entertaining, and I think both sides will go off feeling satisfied with their performances. Sunderland had the earlier pressure. Byrne forced Davison into an excellent save. And then, as the half-time whistle goes, Sunderland it was who took the lead. It was Byrne again who had a hand in the goal. He couldn't go forward, so he rolled it out to his right, where Hardiman picked it up on the right edge of the penalty area and fired it past Davison. But Millwall came back strongly, and after Cooper had run right across the Sunderland defence, he fired in the shot. Ray, the Millwall number 6, got the final touch to deceive Tony Norman to make the half-time score. Sunderland 1, Millwall 1. Two match between Sunderland and Millwall. It was Sunderland who had the early pressure in the first half, and that culminated in Paul Hardiman rasping home a tremendous shot from the edge of the penalty area in the 15th minute. But Millwall refused to lie down, and they came more into the game as the half wore on, and a fine run by Cooper found Alex Ray slotting in the equaliser after 31 minutes. Millwall have also hit the bar, and Burns brought a great save out of Davison, so it's very much even Steven at the moment as the second half has just got underway. Bracewell, the clearance by Hardiman. The ball going from team to team at the moment until it ends in the hands of Davison. The guests this afternoon are British Gas, Tim Henderson, the general manager of Wayne's, and Brian Robinson of Robinson Air, Tool and Hydraulic Services. Another guest in the stand is George Courtney, the FIFA football referee, having a Saturday off. Now Bracewell, Byrne just with the knockdown, but it's back with Davison. The crowd still in very good voice. They've seen an excellent first half, and from the way the second half started, it looks as though the second half is going to be just as good. Hardiman nearly losing it, but doing well, resisting challenges and coming forward now. Having scored one, he's got the taste for goal, and then there's a bit of a rough and tumble, but the referee thinks it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Let's play go on. And the ball ends up in touch. The referee just speaking to the two players involved in that rough and tumble, Paul Hardiman, the Sunderland player, in fact Bracewell there. Maybe that wasn't what he was doing, just checking on the fitness of the two players lying on the ground. Paul Bracewell, the Sunderland, with Steve Smelt in attendance, and Peter Melville, the Millwall physio, attending to the player on the right. Anton Rogan just bending over Paul Bracewell, who looks in a little bit of agony. Having his right knee looked at. Painkiller perhaps. But Steve Smelt is finished with Paul Bracewell, and Alex Ray brought back to fitness by Peter Melville. So now that throw can be taken. Kay throws into space, but closed down there by McCarthy. Careless ball allows Hardiman in. Byrne. Too many Sunderland shirts around for the Millwall defence to clear it until Bracewell gave it away. Cooper, who's had a very good game this afternoon. The ball hit long, too long. Rogan brings the ball away quite skillfully. The long ball for Goodman. Goodman scored from this range against Barnsley, but won't score with shots like that. That was an excellent ball out of the defence by Anton Rogan to find Goodman. Bennett under this, and just watches it roll back to Norman. The club sponsors are Vaux Breweries. That was Verviers, and the foul, just a nudge, was enough to bring the whistle. Played forward by Cunningham. Verviers, offside against McGinley. Gary Bennett with the free kick. Offside. In fact, the free kick to be taken again. Atkinson didn't get the right direction on that ball, but Bracewell has it back to Sunderland. Looks for the 1-2 with Byrne, but Byrne didn't realise what was wanted by Bracewell. So Millwall come away, but that pass through from Ray far too far. It's come to Goodman. Byrne. Bogey. The ball kept in. Bracewell. Rogan. Rogan again. Bennett. Hardiman. Looking for Goodman. Goodman gets to it. And it's the throw. Stevenson, faced by Armstrong, has to turn it back. The back pass cut off. And well-worked clearance there by Millwall, but Hardiman sends the ball back in. It depends who's there. No one is. So the ball will just run out for the throw. That was the layoff by McGinley. Stevenson. Stevenson plays it in, and that was an important foot that got there. It's out for the Millwall corner. That's their third, the 10th of the match. Sunderland have had 7. Paul Stevenson across to take that corner. Away by Goodman at the near post, but only as far as Bogey. Bogey sends the ball across. Bennett with a timely clearance, finding Atkinson. Forward goes Bracewell. On the left was Byrne, but Bracewell's pass couldn't find him. McGinley. Weak one by McGinley, and it's sent back by Armstrong. Now Millwall trying to come away again. That was Vivier. Hardiman plays it wide, but now Bennett sends it back to normal. Rogan looking for Byrne but not finding him. The clearance from Cunningham blocked by Armstrong. Bobbias not on. Hardiman. Now Byrne going through for Sunderland and scores! John Byrne restores Sunderland's lead 10 minutes into the second half. And it was a simple goal in the end, but John Byrne finished off in fine style. It's Sunderland 2, Millwall 1. With John Byrne scoring his 5th goal for Sunderland. So here we see just a gentle chip through, and it's easy for Byrne. He just side puts it past the advancing Davison, and it's Sunderland 2, Millwall 1. So John Kay going down the line now, inside for Atkinson, support there from Bracewell and Byrne. Oh, and hesitation there on the part of Atkinson allowed Millwall to take possession. Vivier, but across comes Bennett to rescue the situation. And look at the applause there from the full end. Quite an atmosphere here at Sunderland, as the home team now leads by 2-1. Now forward comes Goodman. Goodman it is, making it 3-1. 2 goals in a minute for Sunderland, and it was substitute Peter Davenport who slid that ball through. There's Davenport in picture. And Don Goodman makes it 3-1 after 56 minutes play. So Sunderland's goal scoring run continuing. That's 8 in the last 3 matches now. And from 1 each to 3-1 within the space of a minute. But Millwall won't lie down yet. Here we see it's a long clearance by Norman that starts things off. Kay with the nod forward and a lovely little flick through to Goodman. Well onside, as you saw from that shot. And Goodman did well to score from that angle, in off the far post. Well past the outstretched fingers of Davison to make it 3-1. Now Kay whipping the ball across, and Byrne just not able to control it properly. Off the chest into the arms of Davison. Otherwise it might have been 4. Now Sunderland coming forward again. All of a sudden Sunderland really turning the pressure on. Kay hammers the ball forward, but this time no trouble to Davison. A weak Millwall clearance wasn't taken advantage of there by Sunderland. Bogey for Millwall. Davenport nips in there. On comes Davenport, and this time Goodman turns it past the post, and the Millwall players wondering why Goodman wasn't picked up there. But he certainly wasn't. He was in lots of space. And the crowd roaring Sunderland, Sunderland, as Hardiman heads the ball back into the Millwall half. Byrne touches it wide for Armstrong. The early cross comes in. Goodman there again and scores. It's 4, Sunderland 4, Millwall 1. And Armstrong's cross turned in beautifully with his head by Goodman. So it's 3 goals in 3 minutes for Sunderland. And there you can see the double Sunderland goal scorer Don Goodman. The incredible scoreline in 3 minutes has gone from 1-1 to 4-1. Here we see Armstrong putting in the early centre, and that was important. McCarthy couldn't control it. Don Goodman took advantage, and Davison had no chance. A wonderful 3 minutes. At 55 minutes, it stood 1-1. After 58, it was 4-1. And we're going to see a substitution. Off goes the Millwall goal scorer, Alex Ray. So both sides have now made a substitution. And the Millwall substitute is Mark Falco. A predictable substitution because he is a proven striker. And although Millwall have looked quite good going forward, they've added weight to that by bringing on Mark Falco. He's been with Glasgow Rangers and with Tottenham and with Watford. He's a very experienced player, is Mark Falco. But it's Verveer at the moment. Bogey playing the ball wide. Stevenson trying to wriggle his way past Hardiman. He's done that, puts the ball across. But waiting there is Anton Rogan, who blasts the ball away to the safety of the touchline. And there's no keeping the crowd quiet now as the overhead from Atkinson goes to comparative safety, but Millwall rather carelessly letting that one run into touch. Now Paul Hardiman. And that makes the present scoreline the exact reverse to the one which occurred at the beginning of the season when Millwall won 4-1 against Sunderland down in London. Overcomes the cross. There's a deflection there from the header, but Norman alive to it. Plays the early ball through. And wouldn't Don Goodman like a hat-trick, but Byrne trying to take advantage of that not quite very well hit back pass. But nevertheless, it got back to Davison, and that was the important thing from Millwall's point of view. Hardiman. Armstrong with the knockdown for Bracewell. Bracewell with the chip forward. It's found Goodman. Armstrong back to Goodman. Just flicked inside. Will Bracewell reach this? Yes, he does, but illegally, says the referee. Free kick to Millwall. Sunderland 4, Millwall 1. Peter Davenport on for Gary Hours since half-time, and Mark Falco on in place of Alex Ray from Millwall. So both sides have used one substitute each, and Paul Bracewell in picture there, top of the picture. Falco. And Sunderland still having some defending to do, but they might catch Millwall on the break. Millwall committed to all-out attack now. Kay rams the ball into touch. 19 minutes now into the second half. The cross from Dawes. McGinley. McGinley, good shot, but Norman perfectly positioned. Now we see the action leading up to that shot from John McGinley. The cross came in. That was a good chest out to McGinley. McGinley whipped the shot in, but Norman didn't have to move. Now Davison about to clear for Millwall. Rogan hooked on by Armstrong to Byrne. Throw Sunderland's way. Armstrong thinks it's Sunderland's throw and is disappointed to find that it's been given to Millwall. This time the throw is Sunderland's. Hardiman leaves it. No one seems particularly keen to come up. In fact, Hardiman it is who does take it. Good cross, Bennett there. Content to head it out for the corner. Verveer didn't get a hold of that at all. Verveer again. Bogey. Now Bracewell for Sunderland. Goodman on his left. Goodman. Looking for his hat-trick, but he's got a lot of Millwall players around him. That was a good reverse ball to find Hardiman. Hardiman with the cross, he pulls it back well, but Davison gets up above Atkinson. Sunderland's free kick. Davenport the man to be fouled. Kay not very happy with the way that Cooper kicked the ball against Davenport, and the referee just having a quiet word with Cooper. Just over halfway through the second half. Sunderland 4, Millwall 1. Kick floated across. Byrne, Armstrong rather, getting up. It's loose. Armstrong just misses. Looks there with the header. Sunderland looking for the corner. It's been given. So Paul Hardiman trotting across to take the Sunderland corner. And that might so easily have been 5. Overcomes the corner, headed away, still not clear. Atkinson. And the ball safely back with Davison from the foot of Ken Cunningham. Verveer. Looks for the 1-2, didn't quite work. Now Atkinson, Bracewell, the early ball to the left for Goodman. Bracewell's gone forward. Goodman, still Goodman inside the penalty area, fires in the shot, and Davison saves well. but he's carried the ball over the line for the corner. So Brian Atkinson with the corner, chips the corner across, but again Davison catches easily. A little too close to the goalkeeper, that corner. Good challenge there from Paul Hardiman. Cooper. Good challenge from Davenport. The clearance by Kay. Goodman keeps control. Finds Armstrong. Byrne on the left. Armstrong finds Byrne. But Byrne had to stop. So he sends the ball back to Hardiman. Hardiman with the cross. The flick on. Oh, and slightly careless back pass from Dawes. It didn't have much power behind it, so Davison was able to recover and prevent the corner. Rogan. Bracewell. Goodman with the knockdown, but not in the right direction. Played forward by Cunningham. Polko turned into trouble there. Davenport looks up, pushes the ball through for Rogan. Rogan with the shot, but well wide. With Byrne wanting the ball played into him, he was unmarked, but Rogan tried the shot, and that's what happens when you're as full of confidence as Sunderland are at the moment. Kay powerfully forward. Byrne knocks it down for Davenport. Davenport with the cross. And headed behind. No, Davison looked as though he'd kept it in, but he had indeed. It went off Byrne for the goal kick. Byrne sprays the ball out. First time touched by Davenport. In comes Kay. Kay with the cross, and it's 5. Goodman gets his hat-trick. It's 5-1 for Sunderland. A lovely move again. And 27 minutes into the second half, after 72 minutes, it's Sunderland 5, Millwall 1. Sunderland going nap for the first time this season. So some breathtaking stuff from Sunderland in this second half, really cutting this Millwall defence to ribbons. Here we see Byrne spraying the ball wide for Davenport, and that was a lovely piece of skill from Davenport. That let Kay in. He whips the ball across, and Goodman finds it easy to tuck the ball away from about 5 yards to make it 5-1. And that's why Sunderland paid all that money for Goodman. 3 goals for him this afternoon, Sunderland's first hat-trick of the season. Or perhaps it isn't. I think Gabbiadini got 3 at Charlton, but certainly it's the first for a long time. Forward comes Bogey for Millwall. It's across to Cunningham. Hardiman. Slipped through there by Armstrong. Hardiman still going strong. But now it's Millwall's turn to come forward. And to their credit, they haven't given up, but they must be disheartened by now. as Rogan clears. Verveer. Dawes. Oh, that's a bad one, straight to Davenport. So forward comes Sunderland again. It's Byrne onside, and Dawes committed to going forward. That's left Byrne with the room, gets the cross in, but it's blocked. He might be able to do it for a second time. He's brought the ball away out of trouble. He's going for the corner flag to keep possession, but gets the ball over. Oh, and that almost fell for Sunderland again. Now Verveer. Signing from Holland just before Christmas by Millwall. Forward comes Cooper, who had a great first half. That's another good move by him. He half looked for the penalty there, but the referee certainly wasn't interested in that. But Millwall do have the corner. Taken quickly. Stevenson with the left wing cross. It's blocked and lets it run out for the Millwall throw. 14 minutes left. And the scoreline reads Sunderland 5, Millwall 1. McGinley with the overhead, but that's straight to Norman. Didn't have to move. Rogan with the quick counter-attack. Slows things down now. Whips the ball forward. It's coming towards Byrne, and it's a corner. And that takes the Sunderland corner count into double figures. 10 against Millwall's 5. Hardiman places the ball for the corner. It's a deep corner, too deep, headed away, but driven back in. But Davison behind this one. It's shoot on sight now by Sunderland. But Millwall coming forward through Stevenson. He was released by Falco. Stevenson with the early ball across. McGinley underneath it. Still McGinley. The ball back in. It was by Dawes, but away comes Bracewell for Sunderland. Pass it back, says Hardiman, and that's what Rogan does. Byrne picks up that loose ball, runs it into touch. Rogan nonchalantly heads the ball down, but Millwall coming forward. McGinley on a good run here, rolls it out wide. Up comes Cunningham. Back into McGinley. 3 Sunderland men around, and that's good defending. McGinley had no chance of getting that ball through the Sunderland trio. McGinley unlucky to hit the bar for Millwall in the first half. After Ray had equalised an early Sunderland goal by Hardiman. The half-time score was 1-1, but Sunderland had scored 4 without reply in the second half. So Sunderland lead 5-1. Dawes whips the ball over. Rogan there to head the ball out for the Millwall corner. And Millwall themselves have had 6 corners, so an indication there of the end-to-end nature of play here. Sunderland have taken their chances, Millwall haven't. The ball chipped forward, and that was a cheeky chip by Ian Bogie, but didn't beat Norman. Now Kay leaning in, but he'd already been fouled, so it's a free kick for Sunderland. Just over 10 minutes of normal time left at the end of this match. And in the 3 games that Sunderland have had under Malcolm Crosby's management, Sunderland have totaled 10 goals and conceded just the 1. Kay with the chip, it's to the far post. Armstrong couldn't get there, and it's behind for the goal kick. Armstrong looks a tired man. He's done a lot of running this afternoon, as have the whole Sunderland team. Hardiman as well. In fact, it's a corner. So that makes it 11 corners for Sunderland. Chested down there by Falco. Stevenson trying to set McGinley away, but Rogan breaking that move up. Rogan. Kay brushes aside Bavir. Looks for support, but can't find Goodman. Bavir to Bogey. Millwall have to go forward. No other choice. Bogey. Bavir. Dawes. Cooper. And Falco. Oh yes, yes, Millwall have pulled one back. Falco had the shot. It looked as though it was going wide of the post. And Millwall have got it back to 5-2 with 8 minutes left for play. So here we see the replay again. And the back pass was a weak one. Norman got his hands to it, and it was indeed Paul Kerr who got the ball into the Sunderland net from a very narrow angle to make it 5-2. Now it's Kerr, it's just agonisingly past the post at the other end by Byrne. That might have been 6. (5-2). What a tremendous piece of football we've had this afternoon. Rogan plays it forward for Byrne. Byrne just slipped slightly, and that allowed Bogey to get in. Forward by Cunningham. Bracewell. Bracewell wanting to hold on. Rogan. And Sunderland quite happy to keep possession. (5-2). Back has to go David Thompson. Davenport preventing the clearance. Applause ringing round the ground for Sunderland this afternoon. Through comes Atkinson, but cleared by Millwall. Falco lets it run. Kerr. He's just scored one. The cross from Stevenson, McGinley. Millwall players appealing for a handball, but the referee not interested in that. Byrne. Armstrong. The crossfield ball. Under it is Kay. Switched again to Goodman, who's caught offside. But he'll be happy. He scored 3 of Sunderland's 5 goals this afternoon. Kerr. McCarthy. Put away by Hardiman. Helped out by Armstrong and Goodman. Bracewell. Bennett. Byrne. Sunderland stroking about with consummate ease now. Just knocking the ball about from one to the other. Denying Millwall possession. Now Byrne. Goodman. Goodman somehow determined to turn away from goal. Now Armstrong. And it's there again. This time I think it was Davenport who got the final touch. It's Sunderland 6, Millwall 2, and it was indeed Peter Davenport who suddenly found the goal-scoring habit for Sunderland. That goal coming 4 minutes from the end. Here we see it again. Armstrong it is who just pushed the ball through and completely splits the Millwall defence. And to their Millwall defence's horror, it's into the net again for a 6th goal. And Sunderland look as though they can score at will now. Now forward comes Atkinson. Armstrong. Byrne. And that was rather careless. Perhaps a touch of overconfidence there on the part of Brian Atkinson. Sunderland rampant now. Byrne quite happy that he's won a free kick. And we want 7, shout the crowd. They're never satisfied. Hardiman, low one this time. Sunderland trying to worm their way through. Bogey. And although Millwall are going to lose this game heavily, you'll notice they still managed to score twice in an away match. That makes their tally for the season 25. Plus the 4 they scored at Huddersfield in the 3rd round of the League Cup. That's 29 in all. Just a couple of minutes left. In fact, 1 minute plus injury time. As McGinley flashes a header just over the bar. And now we can see again the free kick that leads up to this chance for Millwall. The ball played into the middle, And McGinley flashes a header just over Norman's crossbar. Meanwhile, the clearance by Thompson doesn't go very far, only to Armstrong. Hardiman threads it through to Atkinson, who goes through 2 tackles and then is fouled. Taken quickly, you see the referee there just having a look at the watch. Forward goes Kay, but he's got the ball in the net, but that won't count. The whistle had gone for the end of the match. No injury time at all in the second half. And tremendous applause ringing around the ground for a tremendous Sunderland performance. Hardiman opening the scoring in the 15th minute, Ray equalising in the 31st minute, and then 3 goals in 3 minutes effectively sealed the points for Sunderland in this match, with Goodman scoring twice and Byrne once in that spell. Goodman added the 5th in the 72nd minute, and although Kerr pulled one back for Millwall to make it 5-2, Peter Davenport made absolutely certain the points were going Sunderland's way with the 6th and final goal for Sunderland after 86 minutes. Final score from Roker Park in a match long to be remembered: Sunderland 6, Millwall 2.